Now you probably won't hear me very well with today's wind. It's a very windy day. Um, but I just wanted to share a quick life story about how I almost became a victim to Stephen Port, the grinder killer. Now when I was 16, I was homeless. I'd ran away from family because of childhood abuse and things. And I was living in a hostel called the Crossroads, the Stables, and it was in Accrington. And we had a computer room there which opened every day at 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. And obviously all the residents would go in that computer room and just spend time in there. And I was signed up to a profile on this site called Tagged, which was like the MySpace back then. What is it? As I was on Tagged, I used to try and like use my situation, tell people about my situation, and try and borrow money off people. Like obviously, never intend on giving it back because I was 16, dumb, blah blah blah. And I actually ran into Stephen Port, and still to this day I remember he was using a profile called Ben or something very similar to Brian Ben or something. But when he sent me the money, it was from a Stephen Port bank account. But anyway, he sent me money for a train ticket. He said I could go and live with him. I don't need to live in a homeless hostel. I can go and live with him in Barking or something, somewhere in London, somewhere not far out of London. And he sent me money for a train ticket. And the first time, obviously, I spent the money because I smoked cannabis back then and things. And I spent the money on cannabis. So I made excuses to him why I didn't get the train. And he sent the money again. Obviously, I had no intention of going to live with anybody, some stranger. So I spent the money again. And then he said, right, I'll come and pick you up from the local train station to you, Church and Oswald Twizzle. I'm going to come down tomorrow night after work and I'll meet you there 7 p.m. At the train station, because it'll give you time to get onto the computers in your computer room and just let me know that you're going to be there and things, and check that I'm actually on my way, blah 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 blah. So anyway, I told all the people in the computer room about it. I said, should we go? And obviously a few of them was like, let's just go and rob the guy. And I wasn't really in that life, so I was like, no, I'm too scared, I don't want to do that, I don't want to get in trouble. And the other half of the people that were in that hostel was like, this guy seems way too desperate, he's sent you money twice, he's now came all the way from London to get you, basically, to see you, get you on the train himself. He's probably a murderer or a rapist or something, I wouldn't go and meet him. So obviously I didn't, and after that, didn't bother messaging back any of his messages or anything. He did message saying he was at the station and things, and I do remember in conversations he told me he likes to cross-dress and things as well, because I was saying that I don't know if I am like even bisexual. I've had quite a lot of sexual assaults in my childhood, and obviously I'm quite put off by men. And he was saying, well, obviously, don't worry, because I cross-dress and I can be a convincing female as well, blah, blah, blah. You can come live with me, there's no expectations, you can just have somewhere to live of your own. You'll no longer be homeless. So obviously a tiny part of me was tempted, but I never went through with it. And anyway, 3 years later, I was living in a house, I'd sorted my act out a bit, and I see on the news that man, his picture that he was actually using on the social medias, very different picture to his mugshot. I can say that the picture he used on Tagged, he was very young, very blonde, and it looked very edited compared to what he actually looked like. But obviously with the hindsight, I was probably one of the first practice runs, and I would have probably been one of his first victims. And had I been just fed up enough of that hostel, had it happened maybe a month later, when I was close to being evicted and things from the hostel for not paying service charges, then I may have gone and I may have been his first victim. But he tried his best, he sent me money twice and then came all the way down from London to Lancashire to get me on that train. And with the hindsight of what he was, I wouldn't have survived that first night. I'd have been drugged, raped and killed. So that's just like one of my life experiences and the kind of troubled, vulnerable life I've had. I've had so many instances like that. I've been sat in a flat while a murder's happened and too scared to move in case they turn on me next, just sat there watching a murder happen. I've been sat in places where a Latvian guy stabbed another, and I think he was Czech Republic man, in the hand because he weren't leaving yet, he was finishing his drink from when he was asked to leave. And I've had a very traumatic life, and every time experienced human beings. I just saw that, you know, a lot of humans are just awful people. They're devils in disguise, or they're being spoken to by demons and guided through life demonically. But I've had quite a lot of issues in my life, and that a lot of these things is what led to agoraphobia, because I just hated humans and society more and more and more, and I was always let down by the official services that are supposed to help vulnerable people. And yeah, this video is just basically about that. I was speaking about it on social media today, and some people said you need to do a video, you need to explain how it happened. So this is that. And I can probably still go to Royal Bank of Scotland and get the proof. I don't have that bank account anymore, but I'm sure they'll have kept the statements somehow digitally. Or that hostel, the people that were in that hostel will remember it. But yeah, I'm glad to still be here. I had a lucky escape, but it just makes you think of how close you came to meeting a serial killer. And if he hadn't killed anyone yet, if I was going to be his first, then he might have started his spree a lot earlier. And to this day, I think that he was getting his confidence with meeting people, and I dread to think what would happen if I had actually gone to that train station. I might not have even got on a train. He might have. It's a very isolated station, and he might have just done whatever we were going to do there and then. So yeah, this is the video explaining that. And yeah, it's dark, I know, and it's got some trigger words, so I put a trigger warning in the title. But these are the exact things I'm now cycling every day to try and beat, because I've got all these traumas and all these bad memories and the demons that people have attached to me, in a sense. I need to rid myself of them. The depression, the anxiety, the agoraphobia. You know, I need to eat better. The reason I'm so bad with my eating is my stepdad was an abuser, and I started getting sick of being bullied in school and things. So I stopped eating and started restricting my foods, and he force fed me some spaghetti bolognese, literally shoved it in my mouth with his hand, and I started choking on the spaghetti, and it was coming out of my nose and everything. And yeah, so I've always had a really fractured relationship with food because of that. And most of the things in my life are as a result of some kind of traumatic experience with my brain, especially having an autism brain. It's just decided its own coping mechanisms in life. And now, being a dad and going to be a dad to a second child soon, I need to beat all them coping mechanisms. I need to make normal coping mechanisms. I need to function in society more. And I just need to become what I can be proud of. People always tell me how proud they are of me, but I don't feel proud of myself. I don't feel like I'm in a position where I am something to be proud of. And I feel like I let my wife down every day. I feel like I let my son down every day. And that's why I'm just doing this cycling. I just want to beat this. I want to be confident, go in places. I want to take my son to see life and not be panicking the whole time. I want to go shopping and not feel like I'm getting stared at by everybody, because that's what it feels like as well. Even if no one's looking in my direction, but my brain thinks everybody's staring at me and giving me dirty looks, and like, what the hell is that guy? So that's why I got all these tattoos that I got. I was sick of being abused. I was sick of being the little baby face, vulnerable little boy. And I just decided I need to not be vulnerable anymore. I need to look as unapproachable as I can. And then that now causes its issues, because I live in a place where hardly anyone's got tattoos, and the only people that do have tattoos are less desirables. So I've moved to a place where I've helped myself even less getting out of this agoraphobia, because I get so many dirty looks. It's crazy. And my dental health, because of my health and things and the amount I used to be sick and that, my teeth just started crumbling, my back teeth, and I just gave up looking after them for a long time. And now I'm just looking after them in vain, because they're done. Like, they're really done. And I even once put a little bit of bleach on a toothbrush and just didn't swallow, just brushed and then washed my mouth out like 30 times just to try and make them a bit whiter. There's so many things I've done, and hopefully one day I can be in a financial position to go and get them done, turkey teeth or something, and then I can get eating again and get confident again. And part of my dental health is why I have anxiety going on as well, and I have anxiety taking my child to groups and stuff, because when I'm at my child's level, I'm obviously breathing more because I'm bent over or crawling or whatever, and then people smell my breath more, and just think I'm a tramp, not know the reasons behind it. So this video is just a little door into my mind into why I do what I'm doing now, and why, no matter how tired I am and how swollen, there's literally visible like swellings and veins all the way up my leg, all bumpy and stuff. So that'd be a sign to take a break and stop for a while, to someone normal. But I just feel that stop one day, that everything comes crashing down again, which is very realistic in my case. So I just keep pushing on. And hopefully one day, God as well helps me beat this once and for all. I really, really appreciate all the time people have spent watching these videos, and the likes, shares, subscribes, anything that people do, because that supports my journey. And it's not a journey in vain. This journey is going to get me and my family to a better place, to a lot better place. And England beat Mexico, so come on England, I was not expecting that. So the nation's going to be a bit more upbeat, and it might make the agoraphobia a bit less troublesome, because people are more happy and less snappy and short and speedy and rushing around. And yeah, thank you all so much. God bless, and please like, share and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.